Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Truong, I'm 26 years old, and I live with my family in a peaceful rural village in Vietnam. I'm currently single and looking for a job. Today, I'm taking you beyond my home to explore a traditional countryside market where local people buy fresh vegetables, fruit, meat, fish, and many delicious homemade foods every day. If this is your first time visiting rural Vietnam, come along with me and let's explore together. This is the countryside market near my home, about 3 kilometers away. It isn't a very big market, but every morning it's full of life. People from the surrounding villages bring the vegetables, fruit, and livestock they grow and raise themselves to sell here. What I love most about a rural market is how fresh everything is. From vegetables freshly picked from the fields, baskets of tomatoes and cucumbers, to seasonal fruits harvested early in the morning, everything feels incredibly fresh. The atmosphere here is simple, warm, and much more welcoming than a large supermarket. There are also small toy stalls for children, and over there in the distance, you can see roasted ducks that have been fully cooked and are ready for sale. And here are the stalls selling fresh vegetables, mushrooms, and other local produce. The vendors warmly and politely invite customers to take a look. Most of the food you see here is grown by local Vietnamese farmers and brought directly to the market to sell. This is a pretty smart way of doing business that creates a sense of surprise and trust among customers. The freshly fried food is brought out and sold right at the market, allowing people to see the preparation process with their own eyes. Honestly, I think this is a very clever approach because customers not only get to buy freshly cooked food, but they can also see firsthand how it is prepared. This makes them feel more comfortable and confident when making a purchase. This is banh tro, a traditional Vietnamese sticky rice cake made from glutinous rice. It's especially delicious when dipped in sweet sugar syrup. She looks very skilled at chopping coconuts right on the spot. And here is banh quan. It's absolutely delicious. At only $1, it's enough to fill you up. The colorful candy stall is beautiful, with golden, freshly baked loaves of bread that smell amazing and cucumbers being sliced into thin pieces. These are ready-to-eat dishes that have already been fully prepared, so you can simply buy them and enjoy them right away. Many of them are perfectly seasoned, and the food is carefully cooked and prepared in a clean, hygienic way before being sold to customers. Although this market is small, it provides almost everything people need, from fresh food to everyday essentials. It's much more convenient than traveling 40 kilometers just to shop at a supermarket. Many of the small vegetable stalls are run by elderly women who sell the fresh vegetables they grow in their own gardens, keeping some for their families and selling the rest at the market. There are all kinds of produce here, such as bananas, pineapples, pumpkins, and many other things. Most of the Vietnamese people who go to the market are women. If you look around, you'll see that vegetables and fruits make up the majority of the goods sold at the market. The candy stall is filled with colorful sweets that are really eye-catching. For just $1 to $2, you can get a whole kilogram of candy. There are also plenty of fruits and flowers on display for sale. If you look closely, you'll notice that this market is divided into different sections, each designed to suit different types of products. This arrangement makes it easy for shoppers to find what they need without having to walk too far. From vegetables, fruits, sweets, and ready-to-eat foods to familiar everyday dishes, you can find almost everything here. What I like most about this market is its warm and welcoming atmosphere. Most of the vendors are local people, and many of them grow their own vegetables or prepare their own food before bringing it to the market to sell. So, this market is not just a place for buying and selling, it also feels like a part of the local people's everyday lives. Watching people shop, chat with each other, and choose familiar foods and products, I can really feel the simple and peaceful side of life in Vietnam. Although this market is not as large or modern as the supermarkets in the city, it has a very familiar and welcoming atmosphere. The flower section stands out with many different types of flowers and a variety of colors, all arranged quite neatly. Right next to it is the vegetable section, where you can find all kinds of fresh greens, vegetables, and familiar ingredients commonly used in Vietnamese daily meals. The flower section stands out with many different types of flowers and a variety of colors, all arranged quite neatly. Right next to it is the vegetable section, where you can find all kinds of fresh greens, vegetables, and familiar ingredients commonly used in Vietnamese daily meals. The candy stalls and fried cakes are closely connected to my childhood memories. I also come across many other familiar foods, from simple traditional dishes to the little snacks that children love. Beside them, there are hot, freshly grilled corn cobs cooking over the fire, giving off a wonderfully tempting aroma. The female vendors warmly invite me to buy some pineapple. There is also a section specializing in pho and bun, two familiar and beloved Vietnamese dishes. This is a smart way of building surprise and trust with customers. The food is freshly deep-fried and sold right here in the market. To be honest, I think it's a very clever business idea. People can watch the entire cooking process with their own eyes as they walk by, which makes the food feel fresher, more authentic, and much more appealing. Look at these women. Even though they haven't sold all their goods, they still have to brave the rain and continue selling. Sometimes they only have a few bundles of vegetables or a few small items, but they still bring them to the market to sell. This is a simple and authentic part of everyday life at rural markets in Vietnam. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you're interested in Vietnam and the daily lives of its people, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Join me as we discover more everyday stories and the simple beauty of life in Vietnam.